refresh. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right, and we are back to the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and we break it all down on TradingView and we make it fun. All right, this is not one of those. And today the market moved 1 point. No, this is a channel where you can watch, have some good times, and actually learn something at the same time. Okay, so. Dun dun dun. Yes, the charts do not lie. Well, we're going to get into that too. So we're going to look at some of the headlines and we're going to break down some of the companies that are in those headlines. And also, we're going to take requests and break down some of the companies that you want us to analyze for you. So if you're just jumping in, welcome to the channel. My name is James. I'm from the US and I'm from the Midwest. And there wasn't a whole lot of market influence in the Midwest. So I had a love for sports, a love for numbers. I took that love for numbers and got myself into engineering. And as I was in engineering, I saw like, oh, charts, numbers, etc. And that's kind of where I got the infinity for the markets. I just got curious and started learning and growing and making mistakes like everybody else. And you know, eventually, just like anything, you learn, you grow, you get back on the horse, you keep riding. And there's that. And back then, there was not just information one click away like there is right now. Here, you just one click and you can get the latest updates. And no, back then it wasn't like that at all. So I'm quite envious of any of you that are just starting out or on your journey where you can, you know, get everything 24/7, just the click of a button or on your phone, whatever. You guys really have an advantage. So think of it that way. If you're just starting out, you have an advantage because you can get information that people 20 years ago could not, and you can get it fast. So breaking this down, some of the things that we're going to talk about in today's stream, well, let's get that started. One of the things is, if you're a Meta fan, if you're a YouTube fan, well, Meta and YouTube just got penalized for violating New Mexico's law about child exploitation. Meta and YouTube have a $375 million violation. YouTube being Google. So all that's influenced. Let's see, where's my Meta? Yes, right here. Meta is also going to be cutting back several hundreds of jobs as they scale more into AI. Here's the verdict. Yes, this is what I was talking about. This was in Los Angeles. Meta and YouTube negligent on the social media addiction trial. How many of you are addicted to social media? Okay, here's what I want. Put in the comments how much time you spend or you think you spend every day on social media. Do you spend 20 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, or some people might spend even more? Let me know in the comments how much time you spend on social media, whether it's Meta, Instagram, whatever social media. Let me know what social media you use and how many minutes you normally spend every day on it, okay? That'd be interesting. Also, another one we're gonna look at is Corning, because as of March 26, Corning shares have gone up 60% year to date and over 200% in the last year, okay? And we'll take a look at that. Also, another one we're gonna look at here is Google. Why are we looking at Google? Because Google has just found some breakthrough technology to spur chip sell-off. For example, they found some shares of computer and storage makers slumped. The shares of computer and storage makers slumped because Google researchers touted a new compression technique that could reduce the amount of memory needed for AI workloads. So for example, Micron, SanDisk, both felt this right now. They are actually down. And it's like, imagine that. Everyone's trying to get more memory. Now, if we could find a way to compress that need and reduce the amount of memory and put that into AI, how good would that be? So that's one update from Google, and it's already influencing the market. That coming up, okay? Also, as you saw there in my headline, the Meta is laying off several hundreds of employees. We'll get into that. Here's the one about Google. Also, oil prices, everyone's talking about it right now. I know the Strait of Hormuz, etc. Oil prices just rose 2%. You know, we had a small little, how do you say, shadow of hope that things might get resolved. Now, so gold prices rose again 2%. We'll talk about that. Also, FedEx. What's FedEx doing? FedEx just launched the same-day delivery to stay in competition with Amazon and Walmart to boost their speeds. They're partnering up with OneRail to make sure they get that same-day delivery fast and efficient, just like Amazon and Walmart. Also, NVDA. What's NVDA doing? They just backed a company called Reflection AI, and it's a $25 billion valuation according to the Wall Street Journal. Okay, and we'll talk about what Reflection AI is and how it can impact NVIDIA and how it can impact you actually. Also, Revolut. What's Revolut? Well, basically, it's a European fintech firm that plans to have 40% of its global workforce based in India by 2026. Wow, that's 40%, that's almost half of its workforce. Okay, and right, for example, what's half of its workforce? Well, Revolut employs 12,000 people globally, okay? So put that into picture. Also, because oil jumped up 2%, basically gold retreated a little bit as well. I'll show you how much, and I'll show you how that affects the miners as well. Gravy 4.2, greetings, welcome. Everything US markets and US headlines. Again, we'll talk about how the oil went up and the gold went down, and also how that affects the miners. Also, another one, if you're an Uber fan, where is my Uber? Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, right here. If you're an Uber fan, Uber and Pony AI just joined up with Vern to start making their first commercial robotaxis in operations in Croatia. So they're expanding already into Europe. So there's that in mind. Apple user 9574, greetings and hello. Welcome. So there's a little bit about Uber. Also, SMCI, this one's in the news for all the wrong reasons. Where's my SMCI right here? Yeah, Supermicro is being sued by shareholders over China-related criminal case. Yes, basically, the shareholders are suing because they're accusing it of securities fraud. Well, because they accuse the company of concealing its dependence on sales to China, and they're when they violated their export laws, sending the chips to China. And when this came out, the shares sank 20%. Like that was March 20th. So a little bit about SMCI right there. Ugamerez, greetings, hello. Ugamerez, we will definitely talk about silver. Indeed, I love silver, I love gold too. Let's see, tell me, do you have, is it just the physical that you're in love with, or do you also have silver miners, or just talk about silver in general? Give me a heads up on if you have anything in mind. And let's see, do you think, okay, we can talk about ETFs, but mainly on this channel, we talk about the miners or we talk about the metals, okay? And for example, here's my bull, because I really do believe that once this Strait of Hormuz, this oil problem gets solved, it's gonna be another bull market, possibly for the metals. What do you think? You think it's gonna be the bull, or you think it's gonna continue to be the bear? Any thoughts on that? You like my bear? You like my bull? Which one do you like more? Which one? Physical. Dude, we'll talk about physical. No problem. We'll get right to that, Ugameres. Just give me a little bit here. And also, for example, speaking about India with Revolut, India is also important for Google. Let me show you that one too. Where's my gold? Where's my? I had the article here. I thought I did. Okay. Well, anyway, Google, India is also important to Google because, why? Well, because India is crucial since most of the smartphones in the country run on Android. Okay. Where is that? Yeah, they run on Android. And even as Apple's shares are steadily increasing in India, for example, in October, Google said it would invest $15 billion over 5 years to set up AI data center in India's southernmost state, Andhra Pradesh, its biggest ever investment in the world's most populous nation. Again, so you're talking about, again, Revolut, which is the European fintech firm, plans to have 40%, almost half of its workforce in India by 2026. And then also, keep in mind, India is very important for Google as well, and because it's also investing $15 billion. All those stories and more coming up in this stream. Yes, greetings, Mod. Hello. And we'll talk about, I'm down 4%. Got it. Yes, actually, that's true. But again, I really believe that physical has a good chance of turning the bear into the bull again. So that's why I keep this right here on my desk as a reminder of that. So let's get into it. Okay, here we go. All right, starting off here. Where Max Phillip, greetings, hello. And you're welcome, Yuga Maris. Let's see. Actually, for example, God, where's my right here? Let's actually do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the precious metals first, since we've got some excitement around that. For example, actually gold just retreated because oil went up, and when oil goes up, generally gold goes down because a lot of instead of looking for a safe haven, people are looking for a way to sell off to cover some of the inflationary problems. Lucas, greetings. So let's talk about that right now. Looks like gold is at 4438 last time I checked, and silver is at 68.59. Let's see, Max Phillip, hello, greetings. Max Phillip, let me know if you have a ticker or something on your mind, a symbol, and we can throw that into trading view here. One of the things I'll show you first, since we've got the interest around the metals, is let's see, and you asked about silver. Top American silver mining companies. Top silver American mining companies. Pan American Silver. Let's take a look at them. We can do that. Pan American Silver right here. Pan American Silver. Let's take a look at them. One of the top silver mining companies. Here we go. Okay, since we've got questions about this, let's do this. Pan American, just a brief intro, engages in the operation, development, and exploration of silver and gold, producing properties and assets. Okay, so here we go. All right, first thing, bring this down, adjust the charts a little bit so they're more accessible to see. Greetings, hello. Stewie, David, welcome to the channel. We talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. We break them all down on TradingView. One of the things we're looking at here is the metals to start off with. Pan American Silver. Let's see. Yuga Mares, got it. Okay, for example, if you have a U.S. publicly traded stock ticker, that would be even better. Who is winning the NBA MVP? Elia, I love that question. NBA MVP. Good one. Let's see. My recent news regarding the silver employee abduction and murders. Oh, okay. No, tell me about that. Actually, that Visa silver employee. I'm not up on that, actually, to be fair. Tell me more about that. Can you share that with our audience? Yuga Mares, if you I can give you more information on that if you send me a message, okay? Right now I'm doing some of the tickers, but send me a message and I'll get you more information on that, okay? Thinking into commodities, which one is best to hold and also trade? Yes. For example, Max Phillip, let me break this one down, break this down ticker, and then send me a message and let me know which commodities or which sector you're looking at, and I'll get you more information on that, okay? You can send me a message. My contact is right behind me, and I'll get you more information on that. Let's break down Pan American Silver. Here we go. Okay. RSI sitting right here at 40. As you can see, it's just rebounded a little bit. It was already down here at 30. Again, just to give you a little backdrop, Alexa, author, hello, greetings, welcome. Chawizi, we're breaking down Pan American Silver on TradingView at the moment. Here's your, again, just a little intro to the RSI, Relative Strength Index. Here's your overbought, here's your oversold line. Again, these are just the guides that let you know it's getting pretty high and pretty low, and you might be thinking about a market correction either to come down or to go up. But again, those things can go way overbought for a long time before they ever market correct and come down. So it's just a guide. Keep that in mind. That's a Relative Strength Index. Yes, Max Phillip. Okay, cool. Got it. We're looking at silver right now. I can get back to you more information on the crude and the copper. Yeah. And here we go. Now, again, just a little brief intro about the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence. Here we go. The blue line, to super simplify it, when it crosses the red signal line going down, you're going to see the downward chart pattern. Okay, that's a super simplified version. And when it crosses going up, just like right there, when it crosses going up, you are going to see the chart pattern go up. Again, there's a lot more to it than that. But for right now, that's a super simplified explanation. If you want more information on those indicators, just send me a message. Yes. Salad Finger. I love that name, Salad Finger. Greetings and welcome. Uh, how can I help? Okay, now let's take a look at some of these chart patterns right now. As you can see from this chart, it was going up pretty nicely, and then yeah, geopolitical pressures around the world are causing it to go down. And one of the things that I can see when I spread this out, if you spread this out like this and zoom out, here you are. Look at this, nice. This looks like, see, they go right here to the same. If you look right here, these come to the same point right there, basically. And then here is your, here's your neckline. So this looks like a double top to me. And then here is your neckline breakout right there. So your double top does break out and go down. There's that. Okay, now if we go over here, I'll show you some more chart patterns before we get into the fundamentals. Thank you for the likes. I'm using TradingView. Yeah, so sorry guys. For those of you watching from home, I'm looking at TradingView. Yes, and I'm looking at Pan American Silver Corporation. Jim Som. Let's see. Yes. Interesting. Yes, we'll do. Got it. Thank you very much for the questions. And actually, it's interesting you ask about SanDisk, Jim Som, because SanDisk is actually right now being affected by Google's new, what's it called? They're touting their new technology called Turbo Quant. That's the one I just read, the update I just read you about, Turbo Quant technology that can reduce the amount of memory required. And so already SanDisk, according to the headline, has already dropped a little bit, because if there's less need for memory, it drops SanDisk down. But yeah, we'll do that. Okay, will do. And welcome everybody else. Okay, a couple of chart patterns here. What do you think will happen with gold with the current world affairs? Yes, Michael, good question. Right now, as you can see, every time oil goes up, you can see gold and silver go down. And when there's talks about like some kind of a deal or some kind of de-escalation, the price of oil drops, and then the price of gold and silver go up. It's actually a day-by-day thing. I was going to show you how not only the price of gold, and the price of gold is very correlates very well with the mining stocks as well. So yeah, basically that's how it works, and what happens with the world affairs. If it keeps it, basically the more oil goes up, it looks like the more gold and silver are going to go down to a certain point. But thinking positively, hopefully we'll come to a de-escalation point and it'll reverse again, and then there'll be another bull market for the metals. But we'll see, right? Okay, greetings, Kath. All right, let's look right here. Couple charts right here. Now, as you zoom in, zoom out, and adjust the timing on these, that's when you can see more of the patterns come out. So right here, you're looking at a, here's your left shoulder, right shoulder, and then come over here. Here is your reverse head. And again, you kind of have to have a creative imagination, because these shoulder lines aren't always straight or square. They are kind of diagonal, so bear that in mind. And then there, this one does break out, and it goes, yeah, there's your straight up point right there. Greetings. Alexa, hello. Author, hello. YoXO. Pavel, greetings and welcome. Everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. If you have a ticker, let me know. I've already got a couple in line, and we're talking about, we've got a lot to talk about with gold, silver. We've got Meta, we've got Corning, Revolut, Google, NVDA, Uber. We've got a lot to talk about. But here we go. Here's another one right here. Here's your reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline, and you can see this is kind of how it breaks out and goes up. The reverse head and shoulder goes up, and the normal head and shoulders goes down. That's just a general idea. Let's see, current gold price, Michael, last I checked, it was sitting there at 4438. But again, that stuff changes by the minute, but that was the last time I checked. And silver was sitting there at 68.59 thereabouts. But again, if you see something different, feel free to update me. Here we go. Let me see if I can get you Yeah, for example here, and be aware sometimes these chart patterns don't break out. You'll have, for example, the pattern, and here's the head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and you can see this one, head, left, right shoulder, but there's no breakout on the neckline right there. And John, greetings, hello, Diane, welcome, welcome. Everything US markets and US headlines, we're looking at chart patterns right now. We've gone over some of the indicators. If you have questions about the indicators or the chart patterns, feel free to shoot me a message. There's my WhatsApp number. If you have questions about the patterns or the indicators, feel free to message me. Again, here's your double bottom right here. Again, sometimes they don't break out because here's your neckline on the double bottom and it doesn't really break out much. So just that. And again, sometimes it's here is your, for example, if you zoom in right here, zoom out, again, the patterns look differently when you change the timing on these, and then zoom out, yeah, right here. For example, you can see here is kind of the left shoulder, here's the right shoulder, and then here's the bottom head, and here's the neckline breakout, and then you can change that and see it better that way. Yeah, and then this one does breakout, boom, like that. Okay, so that's enough for chart patterns at the moment on Pan American Silver. Let's go back over here and I'll take you through some of the fundamentals. Let me show you a couple of things before I go there. Here we are. Yeah, Michael, hello, hello. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and also I want to show you this. When you have more price action, you also have more trade volume. Less price action, less trade volume. You see right there, these are the trade volume bars. They go up more with the price action, okay? There's that. Mohammed, hello, hello. John, greetings. And dun, dun, dun. Okay, so right now, for this one, Pan American Silver is, volume is 6.3 million, market cap is at 21.7 billion. For example, going here to the earnings, you'll have quarterly, you have annually, both are important, but generally, annually is often more looked at. Quarterly, you see the blue bars. The blue bars is what the earnings were that were actually received. The gray bars is what was actually expected from Wall Street. Mohammed, hello, hello. And so when you beat Wall Street's expectations, that looks good because it looks stronger than you were supposed to be. So your company has more strength, vitality, etc. So Q4 beat it. Q3 just missed it, man. And Q2 also beat it. So 2 out of the last 3 quarters beat Wall Street's expectations. Annually, 2025, 2024. Okay, so yeah, 2023 and 2024 missed the annual expectations. 2025 beat it. Now, Michael, yes, good to have fun. No worries, man. This is a channel for it. This is learning made fun. So, okay, let's see how the profits and income and revenue compare with 2023 and 2024. 2025 was a good year. So, okay, 2025, as you can see, very good, very green all the way down. And actually, even though 2023 and 2024 had less than, they missed their earnings expectations, they were very good for revenue, profit, and income. It doesn't always work out that way. That's why I stress you need to look at all the information because it sometimes doesn't correlate the way you think it might. And it's like all the information plays a role in on the journey of selecting the ones that you want. So it just depends on your strategy and what you're looking for, but that's all the information. So thinking about writing it out with silver for 5 years, it looks promising. Mike, I love the comment because it does look promising. I agree with your sentiment. For example, silver is, it's not just money like gold, but silver is also an industrial metal. It's, used every time, like in the Strait of Hormuz, every time there's a bunch of silver gone. And every time there's a solar panel, every time there's a phone, electronics, solar is always used, right? So it's industrial, and so it's interesting that way. My question to you is also, I wonder how long it's going to take before the metal's correct. And with what's going on with the COMEX, the LBMA, silver is the good long-term investment. John Smiler, I kind of share your same sentiment as well. I have a very heavy menstrual flow. Really, good to interject some humor here. But yeah, thanks for the insights, guys. If you want more information or you want to share more thoughts about that, regarding some of the analysis, feel free to send me a message, or if you have other questions or tickers, that's fine too. But yeah, you can see my contact there if you want. If you're looking also into any of the miners, or if you're looking mainly into if you're also looking into other things regarding the metals, let me know your thoughts. Dun, dun, dun. And let's see. Okay, that's Pan American. Let's go into here we go. 1 second here. Oh yes, Micron technology. Yes, this was also in the news because it was Micron and SanDisk both, I believe, dropped on the news of Google's new Turbo Quant. Have any of you heard about Google's new Turbo Quant? It's just to give you an update about this. Why are we looking at Micron and SanDisk? Because Google just had this breakthrough technology. And for example, the shares of memory and storage makers slumped. That's also why we're looking at Micron and SanDisk. That they could reduce the amount of memory needed for AI workloads. Google said its new Turbo Quant technology can limit the amount of memory required to run large language models by at least a factor of 6, reducing overall cost of training AI. And Google's news spurred some caution that memory needs may be reduced. And this Turbo Quant is positive for hyperscalers given the return on investment opportunity. And it might also be good for memory makers. So if there's a lower cost, there might also be more higher adoption demand. Any thoughts on this? Let's see. And thank you. Oh yeah, no problem. 1 second. Actually, for right now, I'll analyze, Michael, I'll analyze some of the main tickers that are in the headlines right now, but I will share my thoughts on USO. For example, just send me a message and we can go more into analysis on that. But right now, let me get through this, okay? And no problem. I appreciate your questions and your insights. But let me do this first, okay? Dun dun dun. And here's Micron. Let me adjust this so you can see it better. And here we go. And when you adjust your timing and settings, your charts will, your patterns will come out better like that. And if you guys, when you're watching, if I go through too many of the charts or too many of the patterns or indicators too fast, and you have a question, Mohammed, Woody, KSK, etc., Corey, welcome. Just send me a message and I can go more deeply into the specifics on that, okay? Send me a WhatsApp and I'll get back to you. But for example, right now, as you can see, Micron, it's dropping, and whether that's directly due to the Turbo Quant from Google, we don't know, but that could be part of it. See right here, and the RSI, it's dropping, but it's still neutral, 44. Now, why do I talk about the RSI so much? Well, because the RSI gives you an idea of also what the price chart's going to be. They kind of follow each other. I'm on full merge and so on. Got it. Okay. Labu, thank you for the comment. Let me know your thoughts about the US dollar in the future. Like right now it's getting stronger because right now it's also getting stronger because of what's going on with oil. But what do you think will happen with the US dollar in the future? And if you have further insights about that, you can also feel free to message me as well. Suzanne, hello. Good morning. And okay, right here, also I wanted to point this out. When you're looking at the RSI, this area right in here, this is what we call the neutral area. When it's in that area, you'll often see more consolidation, continuation. Again, it'll be kind of like a rectangular area with the hidden, with the ceiling and the floor, the resistance and support. So bear that in mind. And when you look at this right here, let me spread this out a little bit. That's kind of what you see right here. You see how right here, they go almost to the same point and they come down almost to the same point like that. That box correlates with this consolidation neutral area right here. So just sharing that. And then let's see, right now it's still sitting here with a 43 on RSI, which is super neutral. Also, when you see this, you will also see the same parallel runnings in the MACD, just like that. But anyway, let's go on. here we go. Welcome, welcome. We're looking at Micron right now because Micron is also being influenced from Google's Turbo Quant. As you can see, it's dropping right now. And also, if you're wondering about some of the patterns that cause the chart to go up, here's a couple right here. As you spread this out, you'll see reverse head and shoulders is one of the main patterns that causes the chart to go up. Reverse head and shoulders. There's the neckline breakout right there. Sorry about that. And Micron. And as we go right here, again, here's another reverse head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline breakout, and it goes up. So some of those chart patterns, you see those. You'll see. Again, sometimes they don't break out, but that's oftentimes how the chart pattern goes up. And if we do this down here, spread this out a little bit. Yeah, right. This looks like it's, here we go. Yeah, you see how basically there's two bottoms right here. That's your double bottom, and double bottoms break out and go up. So there you go. For example, okay, and then let me do this. All right, just a couple more and we will move on to the fundamentals here, okay? And right here, oh, here we go. Oh, okay, here's a nice one. Change the timing on this and I'll show you how this breaks out. Yes, here's a good one. We talked a lot about reverse head and shoulders. Here's the head and shoulders. This is not a shampoo commercial, by the way. I don't make the names of these chart patterns, but here's your head, here's your left, and then here's your right, and there's your neckline, and you can see this one does break out and go down. So one breaks out and goes down, the other one breaks out and goes up, both of them, okay. Jennifer, hello, greetings, Mohammed. Big Sal, love that name. Welcome to the channel. We're talking everything US markets and US headlines. This is an educational channel, not a sales channel, so everybody can relax, right? Okay, so there's some chart patterns. If you want more chart patterns or more questions about Micron, feel free to send me a message. That's my WhatsApp. Let me know if you have any questions and I'll get back to you on that. And here we go. Let's go back to the fundamentals here on Micron. Okay, and as you'll see right here, Micron is dropping, whether that's from Turbo Quant, I don't know for sure, but it sure could be. And you'll notice the trading volume right now. And let's see, right now the volume's at 55.3 million, market cap's at 430 billion. And here we go with the your gain is someone else's. Is it true that your gain is someone else's mom's birthday money? I don't know about that. Where does that come from, Plague? It's someone else's mom's birthday money. I'm not sure what that means, but anyway, welcome. If it's some kind of a sideways joke, the humor is appreciated. But no, welcome to the channel. This is educational. Nobody's here. Nobody here is asking for your money. If that's what your question is, this is not a channel where we ask for money. No, you win someone else's. You win someone else's loss, right? Well, let's see. So I guess you could say if Elon Musk's Tesla sales go up, does that mean BYD's Tesla sales go down? I don't know, but I get your point. That's trade, I guess. Everything is all a matter of perspective, I suppose. Not actually the true Plague. Anyway, so okay, here's Micron quarterly. You're looking at the last 3 quarters. As again, the blue ones are what was actually recorded in the earnings. The gray is what was predicted by Wall Street, and Micron last 3 quarters beat Wall Street's expectations. Annually, however, let's see, 2025 beat it for the year. Dominique, hello. Daddy, hello, greetings. 2024 also beat it for the year. 2023, yes. 2023 beat it, even though the earnings were negative, they were less negative than Wall Street expected, so that's a positive earnings year. Let's see how that compares with the revenue, the profits, and the earnings. Isabel, welcome, Mohammed, and let's go right. So 2024 and 2025, let's see how they do. Okay, yeah, so here we go. This one actually does correlate interestingly because Remember 2024 and 2025 had very positive earnings and they beat the expectations. And you can see that right here, 2024, 2025, gross profit was positive and operating income, net income, all positive. However, 2023, totally negative. Total revenue, gross profit, operating income, it's all negative. Now, what I want to point out here is that annually for 2023, it was a negative earnings report, but it was less negative than expected. Now, again, that doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to have a negative revenue or profit or income, but in this case, it does. That's why I say look at everything. Okay, so there's that. So there's Micron. Why isn't it? It's just educating it. Well, I mean, I guess I won't dispute your perspective. Everybody has a right to their point of view and their perspective. Is it only driven by people who short? It's depends as well what you trade, but not always the case if you win someone else's. Interesting perspectives. If a company like PLTR that got embarrassed by government. Oh, wasn't too many people who were. Suzanne, I like the commentary. Good dialogue, and I get your sentiment. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. Right here, that's Micron, and also what was the other one I was gonna do? And SanDisk. Yeah, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here is SanDisk right here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Jack, greetings, hello. Galactic Queen, welcome, welcome. Neil, hello, hello. Okay, dun, dun, dun. Looking at SanDisk. Adjusting this, another one. SanDisk is another one that's possibly affected by Google's new. What is it? Where's my article? Yeah, Turbo Quant here. So we're looking at that. So again, right here, for example, RSI is sitting here at 54, super neutral between 45, 55. Those are some of the neutral areas right there. And right now, let's see. Again, here's your price chart sitting there at 677, 656. And yeah, it just dropped down. Yes. And here we go. Let me see if I can get you some chart patterns. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Oh, yeah, zoom in, zoom out right here. God, you have to use your imagination a little bit on these, you can tell. But right here, there's your reverse head. Here's your left shoulder, right shoulder, reverse. There's your neckline, and it goes up just a little bit right there. And then zoom out again and change the, hold on. It's tricky, and you gotta you gotta have fun with this stuff. Okay, again, how does this thing keep market correcting? Again, zoom out and then change this. There you go, and you'll see right there. Here's a very small reverse head and shoulders. Let's keep going down here. Okay, right there. Keep going down, and bum. Yeah. For example, here's another. As you can see, these both right here, these go down to the same point right there, the same point, and so this is your double bottom, and done. Boom. Let's see what you're taking on the things of what you're doing. I'm really not trying to be funny or rude. Have you ever considered the reality of it? Let's see on the ethics of why you're Plague 365. The ethics of what you're doing. Let's see. Well, I don't quite get the question. If we long oil support the war, you could ask that as well. Make more money at least. I kind of get it. Suzanne, good insights. Yeah, fine either way. Interesting. Yes, good comments. I don't say what's right or what's wrong. Just interesting thoughts. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Dun. Patrick, welcome. Everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and we're breaking down SanDisk right now. Look at the chart on SanDisk. It's like a hockey stick, and oh, here's one. Let me show you this. Here's the head and shoulders. Very hard to see though, unless you zoom in the right way. Here's your, and it's kind of a crooked neckline, but yeah, there it goes down. And also here, I get a chance to show you the RSI stays overbought for a long time. Look at this right here. The RSI goes way up there, close to about, what was it, 94 before it ever breaks out. That's why I say this 70 line is just a guidance thing, because it can stay way overbought for a long time. In fact, it goes overbought September 3 to almost for a whole month there. Stays overbought for a whole month before market corrects. So yeah, that's SanDisk. And for the person that asked about it, yeah, right now, as you can see from the chart, it is, where is it? Hold on, yeah. Yeah, okay. And then right here, for example, you can also see, yeah, here's the MACD getting ready to break out and go down, following the chart as well. Carlon Chu, greetings and welcome. Dun, dun, dun. All right, SanDisk, let's go into some of the fundamentals. Again, look at the RSI, it stays way overbought for, let's see, February 4th to, again, almost a whole month before market correcting. Yeah, so that's SanDisk. For those of you not familiar with it, SanDisk engages in the development, manufacture, and provision of storage devices and solutions based on NAND flash technology. Its products include solid-state drives, memory cards, and USBs. Yes, so again, Google's new technology, Turbo Quant, could definitely affect this because it's also affecting the amount of memory, okay? Georgia Mero, greetings, welcomes. Carlon Chu, hello. Patsy, greetings and welcome. Everything US markets, US headlines. We're breaking down SanDisk and we're giving you all the updates right here as we go. Okay, and right here, as you can see, the volume is at 20.6 million. Market cap is at 100 billion. And right here, okay, again, looking at the earnings right now for SanDisk, SanDisk, Q2, Q1, and Q4 all beat Microsoft's earnings expectations for the quarter. Lucy, hello, welcome. Annually right here, if you have a ticker or company, publicly traded company you want me to look at, feel free to throw it in the comments and I'll break it down here on TradingView. Yes, for those of you at home watching, if you're wondering what software I'm using, right now it's TradingView. Annually, for example, 2025 did beat earnings expectations. So let's look here. How did SanDisk do overall? Yes, interestingly, SanDisk had negative net income in 2025 and negative pre-tax income. However, the revenue and gross profit were good. In 2024, yeah, everything was good in 2024. Revenue, profit, and income was all good. So for the person that asked about SanDisk and Micron, hopefully that was helpful. If you have other tickers or other questions about that, feel free to reach out. You can send me a message and ask for more in-depth details, but let's move on here. Charlie, welcome. Let's see, Bo Knight, greetings. Okay, we talked about that a little bit, Meta. Yeah, let's talk about Google. Let's go here to Google, why not? We've been talking about them, yeah, because Google, SanDisk, and Micron are related with the same story. So here, let's take a look at Google. Okay, here we go. All right, and let's see. Here we go. All right. Now, interestingly, Google is sitting here, RSI way down here at about 32. Pretty almost oversold. Mena, greetings, hello, and welcome to the channel. And right now, yeah, their price is still actually dropping. And what else can I see really quick right here? Okay, let's go into some of the chart patterns right here. Oh, here's one I see really quick. It's kind of hidden, kind of small, but right here, here's your double top. Your double top right there is a quick one. That's the chart pattern to make it go down, and that chart pattern actually leads to this downward fall right there. So again, there are different chart patterns to lead to different things. Yes. And here we go. Again, chart patterns don't always break out, but yes, they do help many times. And here's your head. Here's a very diagonal neckline. Here's your head right here. Here's your left shoulder. Here's your right shoulder. Very diagonal neckline. And then yeah, this head and shoulders does break out. Bang. Yes. What is your opinion on gold? And you think? For example, some of my thoughts about gold. I do like gold. I do like silver too, but for different reasons. And if you think about it, in the future, gold is going to be very important with the BRICS nations and their currency called the unit. If you look that up, it's really interesting. They're actually putting that into play already in many different places. And for example, the thing with silver is it's very industrial, very much used in all kinds of things like solar panels, electronics, phones, even in the Department of Defense uses a lot of that. And I just in the future, right now what I see is that because of the volatility with oil, like the metals are going down because of oil, and so oil increases the strength of the dollar. So if you compare like the metals with the dollar, well, the dollar strength is going up, so that's naturally part of the reason why the metals are going down. So once the chaos, once the dust settles, the metals in my humble estimation will turn into another bull. It just seems to go that way because both metals are used and they're used for different reasons and they're in demand. So it's just a momentary pause. How long will that moment be? Well, I don't know. But I like your thoughts, Suzanne. If you want to get more into details about that and more in-depth conversation, feel free to send me a message, okay? But yeah, I really enjoy the metals. So there's that. Okay, here's another pattern that really breaks out easily. Here's your reverse head, left and right, bang, and here is your breakout going up. Reverse head and shoulders there, and the same thing. You have a small one right here, but this is a very small one there. And as we go on. Here's a nice little double bottom to keep the chart pattern going up right here. Here's your double bottom, and then bang, it goes up. Mina, hello. Anthony, Laura, greetings and welcome. Everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines. We're breaking down Google right now because Google just has this new technology called Turbo Quant that's supposed to be affecting memory companies already, and possibly it is. But okay, here's some of that. Oh, and here's a nice one that has a good effect. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, and then breakout, bang. This one does go down like that. Good. Let's see. Amy Smith, noise. Amy Smith, good question. I'm not going to get into that right now, but I can share more details about that if you send me a message. But it's not my field of expertise for sure, but I can get you more information about that if you want. But again, I think it does have its place. It does have its purpose. But again, I still see the metals having a very strong importance as well in the future. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's go back here to, let me show you some of the fundamentals now. Let's go into this. As you can see, okay, one thing I want to show you right now, the trade volume, for example, you see the trade volume bars where they spike up. You'll notice again, that is where there is more price action, more trading, etc. Jack, 153, hello, thank you for the likes, I appreciate that. Shelly, greetings and welcome. Yeah, and let's go over here to the fundamentals on Google. Volume is at 22.3, market cap is at 3.5 trillion. Right here, let's see. Quarterly, again, Q4, Q3, and Q2 all beat quarterly earnings expectations that would hold oil all market. Yes. Harrison, I like the subtle humor. Let's see. And just trying to get a nice swing long goal. Yeah. Got it. Thanks for the thought, Suzanne. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Last 3 quarters beat the expectations. Let's go here annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023. For the years, year over year, annually beat Wall Street's expectations as well. So that makes it look strong. Looks like the company's stronger, healthier, and has more vitality. Quincy, hello. Gazang, greetings and welcome. Everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines. Here we go, and let's go right here. Annually, 2025. Actually, this one, the last 3 years, all beat, yeah, revenue, gross profit, income, etc., all fairly good on this. It all matches. They don't always match up, but this one matches up with the earnings report. And here we go. Yeah, it doesn't always go that way for sure, but yeah. All right, let's go on. Let's take a look. One of the other ones I saw was FedEx. Where's my FedEx? Right here. Yeah, FedEx also launches same-day delivery with one rail to keep up with Amazon, Walmart to boost their speeds. So basically, FedEx is partnering up with one rail. And let's see, delivery software company that uses AI to optimize delivery routing and tracking for retailers. Deliveries covers 99% of the US, 12 million delivery drivers, and provides 80,000 30 minutes or less deliveries every single day. So again, this is FedEx basically trying to stay in competition with Amazon and Walmart. Got it. And here we go. Bum, bum, bum. Here we go. All right, let's do this. Okay. And the first thing I noticed right here with FedEx is it's right here in the neutral zone on the RSI, relative strength index right there. And you'll see that in the price chart right here, basically very, very neutral. Let me adjust this. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, there's that. And then right here. All right. Yeah, so one thing I want you to see right here is how the RSI again correlates with, except for this one bar, basically correlates with the invisible floor, invisible ceiling, the resistance, etc. And let's go right over here. All right, here we go. Yeah, for example, here on FedEx, you'll see again some chart patterns. You'll see double bottoms, and again, this makes the chart go up. One thing you oftentimes see is you have the head and shoulders break it down, and then the reverse head and shoulders pop it back up. And the same is true with the double top and double bottom. Sometimes the double tops and the double bottoms go together. One will send the chart pattern down, the other one will send the chart pattern up. And then, so for example, that's what you see right here. Here's your double top, and here's your double bottom right there. And then, dun, dun, dun. Right here, dun, 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 dun. And yeah. Boom, boom. Again, sometimes you have to be very, very creative with this stuff. It doesn't always, but yeah, for example, here's your reverse head to send the pattern upwards. Dun, dun, dun. And left and right shoulder, and then here is your bang, the neckline right there. And then here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Right here. Okay. And if you're wondering, my time is on 1 day. You can choose other timings depending on what you're looking for. When you choose other timings, you will see different patterns jump out. And that does help. So I encourage you to do different timings and compare how it looks. But right here, for example, you see right here, they both go to the same point. There's your double top, okay? And then bang, it does send the chart pattern down. Egbert, greetings, hello, hello, hello. And then right over here, dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's go right here. Oh, here's one that jumps out. Here's a very, really good one. It's really easy to see and actually does have a good breakout. If you're wanting to learn about, here's your head. So here's your shoulder, and it's a pretty straight shoulder line, pretty straight neckline. Okay, so that's a nice one. Let's go with that one and end on that. And then when, as you can see, this does have a good breakout right there. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. And here we go. All right, and then right down here, here's a good one, because you see this this breakout going up right here, bang, right there, and right here, look at this, dun, dun, dun. here's your double bottom, triple bottom. So again, the double bottom or the triple bottom will send it up, and then the double top or double bottom or triple top will send it down. Again, they oftentimes are reverse of each other. Chaser Films, greetings, hello, welcome. Everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines. Miwoo Science, thanks for the likes, and glad you're liking it. Let's see, Rugby, SanDisk, okay. Yes, we've already done SanDisk, but we can do it again. That's not a problem. It's an interesting one because it's in the news right now because, yeah, I'm not sure if you heard, but for example, Google's got the new turbo quant technology that's already disrupting some of the memory companies like Micron and SanDisk. So let's do that one. Let's see, all right. Miwoo, hello, hello. If you have a ticker or something you want me to look at, just drop it in the comments. And let's done here. Okay, SanDisk Corporation, Aramco. Okay, that's it. Got it. Thank you very much. Okay, here's SanDisk. Again, for those of you, we just did this a little while ago. Here's basically we called it another review on it. Okay, so SanDisk right now, let's look here in the charts. It is dropping at the moment, but, not at the moment, but you can see the downward pattern here. Right here, for example, looking at the RSI, it's sitting right here at about 54. Again, very, very neutral area. And you can kind of see, for example, this is what I want to show you right here. Where is my crayon? Okay, here you can kind of see the hidden ceiling, and then there's kind of like a hidden floor right here. That part that I just circled right here. And you can kind of see that right about in here, how the RSI doesn't move much. Again, that's why the RSI and the price chart, you'll see that's a consolidation, the hidden floor, hidden ceiling, resistance, support, whatever you want to call it. It's all kind of the same meaning, but that's one chart pattern. And then it breaks out. There's always going to be a catalyst, and then it breaks out of the consolidation, okay? And then right here, let's bring that, not that, I didn't mean to, here we go. Right here. Okay, some of these smaller chart patterns and corrections along the way. Why does the chart go up the way it does sometimes? Well, if you zoom in and zoom out, you will see these tiny little patterns emerge. And again, you gotta have the eye. Here's your double bottom right here, setting it up, bang. And then again, you have these other little patterns. For example, this looks like a small, tiny, this is your small, tiny head and shoulders. It sends it down a little bit. Again, we can do this all day, but you get the idea. And that's the hockey stick going up, and then here's the correction at the top. Now, whether this is partly because of Google's turbo quant, I'm not sure, but maybe SanDisk will be affected by this new technology, and maybe there will be a reduction in needs for memory because of this new turbo quant, right? Just be aware of that. Now let's go. You mentioned SanDisk. Let's go right here to the earnings. Volume is at 20.62. Again, be aware, you can kind of see where the trading volume goes up is where there's a lot more price action. You can see that there's not a lot of price action right now at the moment. And market cap is at 100 billion. And if we go here to earnings, again, quarterly, you'll see the blue part right here. Let's see. Okay. XAUUSD. Okay, I'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, let me make a note of that. Okay, and for example, quarterly, you see the blue is definitely higher than the gray. So quarterly is out earning what Wall Street expected, and annually, SanDisk, let's see, 25. Yes, for 2025, earnings did beat Wall Street's expectations, and I remember ones. Okay, here we go. Annually. Yeah, 2025, even though the earnings beat Wall Street's expectations, they had negative net income and negative pre-tax income. However, in 2025, the revenue, the profit, the income was good. But even though they had a great earnings report for 2025, let's see. Funny. I like the comments. Thomas Elder, greetings, welcome. Mekai, greetings, hello. Merry grandson. Thank you for the comments. I appreciate that. Good vibes. Now notice that 2024 was even better than 2025. All green all the way down. So that's SanDisk. Let's see. Dun, 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 boom, boom, boom. All right, let me take a quick look here. Somebody asked me about, let's see. Where's my BTC? Okay, somebody just asked me because with commodities instead of earnings, you use finite physical assets, you analyze inventory levels, to determine the market price. Yeah, because of commodities instead of earnings. Okay, got it. Let's see. Got it. Okay, interesting. Thank you for the thoughts. I appreciate the comments. Accent. Oh, geez. Well, it's good that, hey, this is a nice, friendly community. Everybody can share their thoughts and ideas. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not for me to say, but I do appreciate that everybody feels comfortable to share things that they're interested in. That's okay. So it's not for me to say what's good or bad necessarily, but I'm just here to help you with information. And if you would like more of my specific thoughts or more of my specific insights, etc., you can message me. But I can't share too much of my own suggestions here because this is an educational channel, and the way the algorithm works is it will ding me, it'll restrict the channel if I start, suggesting things, because then it'll be like a sales channel, and the algorithm picks up on that. So again, I keep this more informational, but if you want more details and stuff about my thoughts, you can feel free to message me if you want. If you don't want, that's also okay, but that's an option. But that's also why I keep this mainly informational on the live stream. Yeah. So let's see. But yeah, thank you for sharing your thoughts and insights with whatever you're doing. Not everyone's going to agree with what everyone's doing, so that's okay. But here, you asked me about, who was it? Asked me about Bitcoin. Here's your update about Bitcoin. 69,298 right now. And let's see, again, just to give you a little bit of information about this, your RSI is sitting here at 49.50. So super neutral RSI. And then right here, for example, if you want to look at some of the chart patterns, again, adjust the timing on this, and right here, again, you'll see them emerge. here's your head and left shoulder, right shoulder, and again, they don't always break out like this one. Here's your head and shoulders. It does not break out. For the person that, let's see, Trevor Burns, hello. Stephen, greetings and welcome. For the person that asked about Bitcoin, here it is. Here's one. Here's your head. Where is it? Here's your head and shoulders. No, this is not a shampoo commercial. It's just the name of the chart pattern. But yeah, here's your downward. This one does break out a lot, as you can see right there. But yeah, there's that. And again, zoom in and zoom out. You'll see the different patterns. Here's your double top right there. And then as we go right over here, again, some charts have more double tops, some charts have more head and shoulders. This one has a lot of head and shoulders, that's for sure. Again, you can kind of see these. Some of them, again, don't break out that much, but some of them do, okay? So there's that. For the person that asked me about Bitcoin, hopefully that's helpful information. Yeah, let's go on. We were talking about, let's see. Oh, and another one I want to share with you right here is NVIDIA. Let's do NVIDIA right here. Why am I doing NVIDIA? Because NVIDIA is in the news because NVIDIA just backed up Reflection AI. This is an interesting one. Where is it? Reflection, yeah, not Revolut. Yeah, right here. NVIDIA backed Reflection AI. What is Reflection AI? Basically, Reflection AI is it's a startup building autonomous coding and agents and ultimately super intelligence. One second. and ultimately super intelligent autonomous systems. And the thesis on this, for example, is software is the root node of the problem. if you get the software joke in that, it's the root node of the problem. If you can automate building, debugging, and evolving code, you can also unlock higher level automation across many domains. And this company says, we believe in solving autonomous coding will enable super intelligence more broadly speaking. So here's my question on this. With this NVIDIA backed startup, that's they're basically eyeing a $25 billion valuation according to Wall Street Journal. Trevor, hello. Lisa, greetings and welcome. And what my question is if we're making these super intelligent agents, they can just automatically make code. What's the software engineer going to do? That's my question. And how is that going to work in the future? My part of my question is, you know, with AI and these autonomous agents being able to do everything, what are the jobs that they're actually creating? And again, anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. So that's NVIDIA actually backing up this company called Reflection AI. And if you want more information on that, you can send me a message, but let's take a look here at NVIDIA right here. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Now, if you're looking here at NVIDIA, first thing I notice is right here, RSI is sitting here very neutrally at 46. And as you can see that right here in the chart also, right here, it's a very neutral price chart. Dun, dun, dun. Basically, yeah, you have, again, this is the consolidation, the resistance, the support, the ceiling, the floor, etc. And note the MACD, okay? Look how parallel the MACD is right there, doing what it's supposed to do. And interesting on NVIDIA, how it's almost, there's been a lot of consolidating here recently. You notice this, yes, and you see the same thing in the RSI right there. It doesn't go much out of the neutral range right there. So it's quite interesting. But there's always going to be some kind of a catalyst to make it break out. So it's basically, where is it? Since about November, it's been kind of consolidating right there. Okay, here, I like this chart. Right here, this is basically, again, you have to be kind of creative. But there it is, there's the head. And then basically here's the weird angled neckline, shoulders, etc. right there. But this one doesn't break out, as you can see. So yeah. Anyway, there's, again, this is NVIDIA, because they just started backing up this Reflection AI, which is the software company, and it's pretty exciting where this is going. But at the same time, I'm always curious what jobs these things are going to create if AI and all the agents are doing all the work. But yeah, okay, there's that. And again, you got to adjust these settings, find the hidden, let's see, spread them apart, find the hidden, there we go. So here, again, there's another example of a head and shoulders that does not break out really right there. Yeah, and zoom back out right here, and here we go. Again, right about here. See how these two, these two come to about the same, right here, they come to about the same, oh shoot, sorry. Right here. Yes, you see how these two basically come to about the same, the same point? That's your double top to send it down, okay? So again, be creative with the eye. There's your double top to send it down. And then right here, again, you'll see, zoom this out and you'll see right here, here's your left shoulder, right shoulder, here's your reverse head, here's your neckline to send it up. Yes. Let's see. Suma Associate, hello, greetings. thanks for the nice comment. Good times, good vibes. Here's your also, here's another double top for you for trying to find those. Again, if you're enjoying the chart patterns, put a smiley face in the comments. Let me know. Like, do one of these here. Put that right there. Yeah, put that in the comments. Let me know if you're enjoying this stuff, or if there's other chart patterns you want to see. Send me a message and let me know which chart patterns you want, or what strategies you're looking at, and we can have a more specific conversation that way. Now we can get more into the earnings. Let's go back here to the beginning. Let me adjust this. Dun, dun, dun. Oh wait, hold on. Where did my shoot? I lost my other graph here. There we go. Then we'll bring this down. There, that's easier. Okay, and dun, dun, dun. You gotta love TradingView. Anyway, so right here on NVIDIA, you will see that right here, where is it? Dun, dun, dun. Okay, right here, there's less trade volume because there's less price action. And right here, there's more trade volume and there's more price action there. So they go kind of hand in hand. Sherry, greetings and welcome. Meridiana, hello, hello. Welcome to the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets and U.S. headlines. This is NVIDIA. Right now, let's see, it is, volume is at 162 million. Market cap is at 4.3 trillion. And right here, the earnings, What do you recommend getting into stocks? What's going on? Matt Monroe, good question. There's never really a right or wrong time. It's all about what your goals are and what you want. So it's, for example, it's the wrong time for some things and it's the right time for other things. It just depends on what side of the coin you're looking at and what you're getting into. So having said that, again, I don't make, I can't give out certain things on this live stream because it's an education channel. But for example, if you send me a message directly, I can give you more of my direct insights about whatever sectors you're looking at and whatever things you want to, what your strategy is. But on the live stream, I have to keep it more to educational, more to just detail. But yeah, I'd be glad to get into more conversation with you. Just send me a message, Matt. I know that's not the answer you want, but that's the best one I can give based on the algorithm of this channel. The algorithm will just pick it up and basically restrict or cancel the channel. That's how it works. Yeah. So again, thanks for the message. Here's NVIDIA quarterly. The last 3 quarters did beat market expectations for the earnings. And let's look at year over year. Also 2025, 2024, and 2023 did the same thing. They beat earnings expectations. Now, let's see how that correlates with the profits, earnings, and revenue. So here we are. Okay, actually this one correlates pretty well. Good earnings reports and actually very good revenue, profits, and income all the way down for the last 3 years. It doesn't always work out that way, but this time for NVIDIA, it does. Yeah, there's that. And oh, here's another one. We talked about, so Google and Revolut. We talked a little bit about Google because of their turbo quant technology. But for example, here's one I want to mention about, where is it? Revolut, right here. Revolut is going to base 40% of its global workforce in India by 2026, okay? I thought this was interesting. The European fintech firm plans to have 40% of its global workforce based in India by 2026, and it will fill 1,600 roles in its India center by 2026, pushing its headcount in India to 5,500 by the year end. And those positions include product development, support, financial support, financial investigations, etc. And right now, if you're curious, Revolut has 12,000 employees around the world. Founded in 2015, it's one of Europe's leading fintech companies with $75 billion valuation. And why is that also interesting? Because again, 40% of its workforce, that means, 40%, that's almost 50%, 12,000 globally. So yeah, think about that. And they're all going to India. Another the reason why thought that was interesting, because also India is important to Google as well, because India is crucial since most smartphones in the country run on Android, okay? Even as Apple's share is steadily growing in India. In October, Google said it would invest $15 billion over 5 years to set up AI's data center in India's southernmost state, Andhra Pradesh, its biggest ever investment in the world's most popular nation. Again, so that's how that's how the headlines correlate. That's Revolut, and that's also Google, and that's also why India is important to both those companies. So let's break that down. Let's go here to Revolut. Dun dun dun. Revolut right here. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Revolut. Oh wait, sorry. Yeah, Revolut is still a private company, but yeah, they're going to India. Now let's break down, for example, that was the other one. Yeah, okay. So Revolut is still a private company. I thought it was public already, but no, it's not. Another one I was going to tell you about is Uber, because Uber is also partnering up with Pony AI to have its first commercial robo-taxis in Europe, with operations starting in Croatia. And Vern is the local Croatian startup, so it's interesting. We all know about Uber, but Uber is also expanding into Europe and Croatia at the moment. So let's look at them. Over right here. Okay. And if you have a ticker or something that you want me to break down, feel free to drop it in the comments. Any US publicly traded company. Yeah, there we go. And then okay, here we go. This is Uber Technologies, dun dun dun. And then right here, oh shoot, here's this, dun dun dun. Let's look at Uber, right here. Okay, and Uber, the first thing I noticed with them, again, looking at the RSI, right here, very, very neutral, sitting there at 44. Again, 44, 54, thereabouts is super neutral. And you'll see, again, with this one, it's been hovering pretty neutrally for about the last month. And you see that again here, that same chart pattern right here. You can see that resistance and the floor right there. And you can see that also right here in the parallel MACD line right there. Again, if you have more questions about these indicators or how to use them, I know I'm going through them pretty fast. You can also send me a message. That's my WhatsApp right there. Send me a message and ask questions about these if you want more directly. You're looking for chart patterns. Here's a real small one. For example, here's your double bottom right here. Double bottom. The double bottom forces that to go up. If you see right here, here's the again, even double bottoms have a neckline breakout. So there's the neckline. The neckline is where they meet right there in the middle. That's the neckline, and then it breaks out from there, as you can see right here. Bang, boom. So that's your neckline breakout, okay? And then if we go over here, again, well, if you're watching from home, we're breaking down Uber on TradingView. And yeah, some of these patterns, you just got to be creative. They're not always, so here is your, dun, dun, dun. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder right here, neckline. And then there's your arrow. Here's your neckline breakout right there. Yes. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And oh, here's another one. You can see this one, how this one actually does break out too. Again, these things are not always easy to see. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, neckline, and you see that, and it bang, it breaks out right there. Okay, again, if you're having fun with charts, maybe let's see. Sometimes these things are fun actually, but maybe if you're having fun, let me know. But maybe if this is if there's anything specific that you want to see, also let me know too. Feel free to put it in the comments. Dun dun dun. And then right here, oh wait, hold on. There we go. Here's a good one right here. Yeah. Here we go. Zoom in, zoom out, and you'll see it. Again, here's one. It doesn't break out, but here's a pattern anyway. It's good to show you that sometimes. Again, here's the left shoulder, the right shoulder. Here's the neckline right there, but there's no breakout. And then over here, yeah, right here. Again, get creative. Here's the head. Here's the left shoulder, the right shoulder. There's your neckline breakout. Good. Let's see. Nice. So greetings. Okay, that's Uber. That's probably enough for the chart patterns on that. Let's go back over here. Again, dun dun dun. here. Okay. And right now you'll see with Uber, the price chart is actually pretty low right now. Price action is low, so that's also why you see the trade volume down here. There's the volume down here. The trade volume is low too. When there's less price action, you see less trade volume. Let's see, Gerard, for example. Let's see. For example, I get your question. This is an educational channel, so the algorithm will actually ding me if I give out suggestions or things like that. But if you message me privately, I can get into more details on that. So hopefully that's not the answer you want, I know, but that's the best answer I can give based on the algorithm of the channel. So hope that helps. Maybe not, but if you want, that's an option for you. Yeah. Let's see. Here we go right now. Yeah, it's even on TradingView. It says we'll integrate Pony AI driverless taxis, invest in the fleet in Vern, and add robo taxis to its platform in Croatia. Public testing is underway with plans to scale all across European cities. Volume right now is at 11.57. Market cap is at 150 billion right there. Okay, let's go here into the earnings. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. Okay, no problem. I get your question. No, sorry. The best way is just my WhatsApp. Sorry about that, but yeah, no stress. All right, here we go. Quarterly, looking at Uber right here at Q4. Missed expectations. Q3 had a great quarter, blew by the expectations, and okay, thank you. Looking forward to it. And here, Matt, I love Matt. Greetings and welcome. Max, hello, and there we go. Okay, so looking at the quarterly again, we generally look at the annually, but we can also look at the quarterly for the earnings as well. Again, the blue part, for those of you who are just jumping in, the blue part is what actually they earned. The gray part is what Wall Street predicted, and you can see that Q2 equaled and Q3 beat the expectations. For annually though, 2025 for Uber, this is Uber on TradingView. Shenia, hello. Uber on TradingView 2025 missed earnings expectations. 2024 blew by expectations very well, and so did 2023. So to summarize, the last 3 years, 2023 and 2024, beat annual earnings expectations, but 2025 missed it. Now, let's see. For example, Gerard, good question. If you look right behind me, my WhatsApp number is right behind me. If you can see it, okay. I'll leave it there so you can contact me if you want. If you don't mind me asking, what business did you make? Let's see. Oh yeah, Insanity. Love the name Insanity. Again, that's what I just got done telling the other gentleman. I can't. This is an educational channel. I can't give out information like that because then the algorithm will pick it up as me making suggestions. But Insanity, if you want, you can send me a direct message and I can tell you more about that. Again, I know that's not the answer you want, but based on the algorithm of this channel, that's what I have to do. So yeah, anyway, that's how it is. So thanks. There we go. So earnings, here we go. So 2023 and 2024, looking here annually at the revenue, profit, and income. Okay, this actually correlates pretty interestingly because 2023, as you can see, in 2024, revenue, profit, income, net income, it was all positive. But here's what's interesting. 2025, annually, yeah, 2025 had the earnings report was less than Wall Street was expecting. Reported, less than, and it still had very positive revenue, profit, and income. It doesn't always work out that way. Again, that's why you always have to look at all the pieces of information. Never take anything for granted, etc. Yeah. So anyway, I appreciate all the questions and all the dialogue, and I look forward to any more of that. I'll be looking at my WhatsApp later on after the stream, and I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. Okay, that's Uber because they're expanding into Europe. Now, let's see. Oh, this is another interesting one for those of you into the tech side of things. Let's go take a look at Supermicro. Supermicro being sued by shareholders over a China-related criminal case. Oh my God, yeah. So the shareholders are suing Supermicro, accusing it of securities fraud by concealing its dependence on the sales to China that violated export laws, leading to criminal smuggling. Its shares sank 20% March 20th. I guess that's not very funny, but I have a, how do you say, maybe a dark sense of humor or something. But for those who invested in the SMCI, I guess that's not funny, but I just thought I'd share that. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Let me take a look here. Here we go. SMCI. Here we go. Bum, bum, oh, I'm sorry. If you can't read it, good question. What's beyond 58? That's a 5876. Yeah, thanks for asking. If you can't see it, yeah, 5876. Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I'll move this over just a little bit right there, adjust that. I didn't really know it was out of camera range. Sorry. There you go, 5876. There you go. Okay, Supermicro Computer, again, being sued by its shareholders. And as you can see, yeah, they just took a drop right here. Bang. Is that a 5876? 5876. Not 67, 5876. Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. As you can tell, maybe I'm better with numbers than I am at than I am at writing. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so here's your 20. This is what March. Yeah, March 20th. Here's your. For those who are looking at SMCI, which is Supermicro Computers. If you're interested in Supermicro Computers, a little bit about that. Engages in the distribution and manufactures of information technology solutions and other computer products. Its products include GPUs, coprocessors, micro cloud, etc. And here's your big 20% drop right there. And let's take a look at them. All right. Here we go. And you can see the RSI followed suit and just recovered. As you can see, they did rebound a little bit right there, sitting right here at 35. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. And then as we, here's one thing I want you to see too. They were consolidating here for a while. Look at that in the RSI. Very, very neutral. Hovered right there exactly in the neutral zone. And let's see, pull it over here. You can see that chart pattern in the price chart. Let's see. Blessed forever, greetings and welcomes. We're doing Drewski, hello, hello. Everything US markets, US charts, and breaking it down on TradingView, US headlines, dun, dun, dun. And here we are. Here's your invisible ceiling and then invisible floor right there. And you can kind of see how it's also over here too, a little bit as well. Consolidation, continuation, the support, the resistance, etc. It's all there. And as you can see, again, look at how the MACD runs parallel the way it does. Again, if you have questions about how the indicators work or correlate with the price charts, etc., just feel free to ask. You can also, if you have other specific questions, be free to send me a message. Here we go. Okay, let me adjust this so you can see it better. Oh, here's one. Okay, if you're looking at this drop, here is your right here. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and here's your neckline, and then bang, right there, boom, drops right down. That is what a Head and Shoulders typically does. When it does break out, there's the breakout. Yeah, and here we go. But again, let's see. Sometimes it's not easy to see, but okay. You have to play with the settings quite a bit sometimes to see the Here, yeah, adjust that. Yes, it's all about the adjustments to be able to see it. I encourage you to adjust and play around with it. There's your left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your neckline and breakout. Yes. And yeah, talk about having to be creative, right? Let's see. Again, I know this is not the answer that you're wanting, but we can talk more specifically about that in the message. I'm trying to keep this as just educational and detail oriented as possible. So I know that's not the answer that you like, but that's the answer that I give. But we can talk more. Gerard, here we are. Here's your head and shoulders right here. Boom, 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 right there. And then it drops, okay? Dun, dun, dun. Right there, yeah. I know. Sometimes it makes the channel more boring that way, but there's nothing I can do about it. Thanks for understanding. I appreciate it. Not trying to be difficult. It's just I don't make the algorithm. That's all. Okay, now let's go over here. Okay, I'm just showing you this super microcomputers because they're in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. And yeah, there's their big drop. Let me adjust this. You can see, yeah, it's a nice big drop right there. And okay, let's go over here. What are the earnings? Dun, dun, dun. Earnings, so the volume right now is like 67.92 for the trading volume. As you can see, the trading volume right now is dropped right there. Not much trading because they're being sued. And market cap right here is at 14.4 billion. And right here, if we go here, here's your earnings, quarterly, etc. I understand. You ignore the heads. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Ignore the heads based on the shoulders. Are you talking about the head and the shoulders chart patterns, or I'm not quite sure what that means. Here's your quarterly. Again, Q2 beat it. Q1 missed it, and so did Q4. So the last 3 quarters, only 1 quarter beat the expectations. However, annually, 2025 missed it. 2024 missed it, but 2023 beat it. Let's see how that correlates in the Here we go. Albertino, greetings and welcome. Hello. And okay, right here, interestingly enough, so 2025 missed the expectations. 2023 is the only year that beat the expectations on the earnings. And interestingly enough, 2023, yeah, actually this correlates interestingly, because 2023 and 2024, the profits, the revenue, income was all green, all good, all the way down. And 2025, this year, missed the expectations, but still, it was pretty good. Only the pre-tax income and net income were negative. Yeah. So yeah, having said that, interesting. But there's that. Let's see. Yes. For example, no, I don't ignore the heads. Head and shoulders, I go with both the head and the shoulders. Sorry for that. I didn't miss it. Anyway, looking forward to your dialogue. I'll check your message. And let's see. How long is this beer market last? Okay. Rody, good question. I'm ending this stream right now. Send me a message and I can talk more about the bear market and what sectors you're looking into, and we'll go from there, okay? But thanks for the questions and the comments. I'll be back on a little bit later. Looking forward to talking more.